I'm Johnathan Walton, and Mair Smyth scammed me out of almost $100,000. I first met Mair Smyth in May of 2013. I thought she was just this friendly, vivacious, funny, irreverent woman who I liked immediately. She was so nice to people, she offered to help everyone, and that really moved me. She wined and dined my husband and me at expensive restaurants. She had a strange accent that I couldn't place, but I soon learned that she was Irish. She told me that she had moved to Los Angeles from Ireland to get away from her family. She spoke about this 25 million euro inheritance, but her family was fighting her tooth and nail to prevent her from getting it. 14 months into my friendship with Mair, she got arrested. She was charged with stealing money from the travel agency she worked at. She told me that her family set her up to get her disinherited. Not only did I believe her, I loved her like a sister at this point. I paid $4,200 to bail her out of jail, and she paid me back the next day. And then she started telling me that her family's conspiring with the district attorney in Los Angeles, and they froze her bank accounts. So I start loaning her money to live on. And then she comes to me and says she needs $54,000 to make the case go away. So I let her charge my credit cards $50,000 and gave her another $4,000 in cash so she could get this case taken care of and get her inheritance. And then she got arrested again. And so I log on to the jail's website, and there it is, clear as day. I found out she's arrested for felony grand theft for stealing $200,000 from her employer. 4 years into our friendship, I discovered Mair was a con artist. 2 weeks later, I picked Mair up from jail and confronted her, and I recorded it.
You've been scamming us out of money this whole time.
I have not, Johnathan.
You have.
Who are you? Okay.
You're busted.
Okay.
So from here on in, we're not friends.
After going to police, I discover a really sickening thing that Mair was up to, scamming people. Mair had created a fake GoFundMe page to raise money for cystic fibrosis, and she scammed dozens of victims out of almost $17,000. The truth of the matter is, Mair did have a daughter who died of cystic fibrosis, but this daughter was taken from her as a baby, was not in her life. So Mair was raising money in the name of her daughter. I called the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They never saw a dime. That was just a scam.
Well, Johnathan, when you look back at that and hear yourself saying it, what do you think?
Part of me wants to punch myself
Yeah.
for falling for that, but that's the thing, you know? It was a dumb thing I did, but I learned the hard way. Con artists don't outsmart you, they outfeel you. I got sucked in, and I believed it. Never for a second did I think she's invented all these online accounts to sell me a story.
Right. Well, she had a lot of different looks, and Johnathan claims these images from his blog show just some of Mair's different looks over the years. And if you look at the two on the right, you would never know that was the same person.
I look at all of them, and they look like completely different women to me. She had a total of 23 aliases.
She was Marianne Andel, Marianne E. Andel, Marianne Elizabeth Andel, then Barry and E. Welch, Mair Smyth, Marianne Smith, Marianne E. Smith, Marianne E. Andel, Mair Welch. I mean, it just goes on. Yeah. And you put together a pretty interesting timeline of this woman, which shows some pretty chilling things. I mean, as far back as when she was 11 years old, she tricks a friend into entering a stranger's house, and this is according to a friend of hers. Then it jumps to 1994. She was arrested for grand theft and forgery in Florida. Now, you, of course, don't know this at the time. This is constructed after the fact.
Right. This is after I interviewed dozens of victims, spoke to law enforcement across the country, kind of after I got conned and confronted her and, you know, fought back.
And we say in Texas, for every rat you see, there's 50 you don't. These are just the things where she's been caught.
Yes.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.